Welcome to Benevolent Psychology. Are you tired of starting habits that never seem to stick? You know that feeling, right? You're all fired up, ready to conquer the world, make big changes. And then a week later, maybe two, you're back to your old ways. It's frustrating, it's demotivating, and honestly, it makes you question your own willpower. But here's the deal. It's not about willpower. It's about understanding the science behind habit formation and how to make it work you, not against you. That's what we're diving into today. In this video, we'll unlock the secrets to building habits that last a lifetime. Whether you're looking to enhance your routine, transform your productivity, or finally achieve that goal you've been putting off, stick around to discover actionable insights that truly work. Let's do this. All right, let's get one thing straight. Our brains are wired for efficiency. They love autopilot. And that's where habits come in. Habits are essentially shortcuts our brains create to conserve energy. Think about it. You don't have to consciously think about how to brush your teeth every morning, right? It's just something you do. That's the power of a habit. Now, to understand how to build lasting habits, we need to understand the habit loop. This loop has three key parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. The cue is the trigger that sets the habit in motion. It could be a time of day, a specific location, or even an emotional state. For example, let's say you want to start a daily journaling habit. Your cue could be pouring your first cup of coffee in the morning. Next comes the routine, which is the actual behavior you want to make automatic. In our journaling example, the routine would be sitting down with your journal and writing for a set amount of time. Finally, we have the reward, the positive reinforcement that tells your brain, hey, this is a good thing. Let's do it again. This reward could be the feeling of accomplishment after journaling, the clarity it brings you, or even just checking it off your to-do list. Now, here's where dopamine comes in. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, a chemical messenger in the brain, and it plays a huge role in habit formation. When you experience that reward, your brain gets a little hit of dopamine. And guess what? Your brain loves dopamine. It craves it. So, the more you repeat the habit loop cue, routine, reward, dopamine hit, the stronger that neural pathway in your brain becomes, and the more automatic the habit becomes. It's like paving a road in your brain. The more you drive down that road, the smoother and more ingrained it gets. So you're probably thinking, okay, that all makes sense, but how do I actually put this into practice? Here's the thing. We often sabotage our own success by trying to do too much too soon. We set these massive, overwhelming goals, and then we get discouraged when we can't maintain them. That's why I want to introduce you to the concept of micro-habits. Micro-habits are tiny, bite-sized versions of the bigger habits you want to build. They're so small, so manageable that they feel almost ridiculously easy, and that's the point. Remember, we're going for consistency here, not intensity. We want to make it as easy as possible for your brain to buy into this new habit. So, instead of trying to journal for an hour every morning, start with just 5 minutes, that's it. 5 minutes of putting pen to paper. Another example, let's say you want to drink more water. Your micro-habit could be simply placing a full glass of water on your nightstand before bed so it's the first thing you see in the morning. Easy, right? But here's the magic. Those micro-habits, as tiny as they seem, create momentum. They're like the small, consistent deposits into your habit-building bank account. Over time, those small deposits add up to significant results. And the best part? Once you've mastered that micro-habit, you can gradually increase it. So maybe you start with 5 minutes of journaling, and then you bump it up to 10, then 15, and so on. Before you know it, you're consistently journaling for 30 minutes every day, and it feels effortless. That's the power of starting small and building momentum. Let's face it, we're all human. We forget, we get sidetracked, and sometimes we just need a little extra push to stay on track. That's where habit tracking comes in. Remember that dopamine rush we talked about earlier? Well, tracking your habits is like giving yourself a visual representation of those dopamine hits. It's like saying, look at me, I'm doing it. I'm building this habit. And that visual reminder can be incredibly motivating. There are tons of ways to track your habits. You can go old school with a pen and paper, use a habit tracker app on your phone, or even create a spreadsheet. Find what works best for you and stick with it. The key is to make it a visual reminder of your progress. Now here's a pro tip. Don't just track your successes, track your slip-ups too. Why? Because those slip-ups are valuable data points. They can reveal patterns and triggers that might be sabotaging your efforts. Maybe you notice that you're more likely to skip your workout on days when you don't get enough sleep. That's valuable information. It allows you to adjust your approach and create strategies to overcome those obstacles. Remember, building lasting habits is a journey, not a race. There will be bumps along the way, and that's okay. The important thing is to learn from those bumps and keep moving forward. We are social beings, hardwired for connection and belonging, and that's why accountability can be such a powerful tool in habit formation. When we know someone is watching, someone is rooting for us, we're more likely to follow through on our commitments. It's like having a built-in support system, someone to cheer us on and hold us accountable when we're tempted to hit the snooze button on our goals. Now, accountability can take many forms. It could be a friend, a family member, a coach, a mentor, or even an online community. The key is to find someone who is supportive, encouraging, and invested in your success. Here's how to make accountability work for you. First, be clear about your goals. Share your aspirations with your accountability partner and let them know what kind of support you need. Do you need a cheerleader, a gentle nudge, or a tough love approach? Be honest with yourself and communicate your needs. Second, establish regular check-ins. This could be a weekly phone call, a text message exchange, or even a shared online tracker. The consistency of these check-ins will help you stay on track and provide a space for celebration and problem solving. And finally, don't be afraid to ask for help. Remember, your accountability partner is there to support you. If you're struggling, if you're feeling discouraged, reach out. Sometimes just talking it out can provide the clarity and motivation you need to get back on track. Here's the thing about habits, they're not meant to be set in stone. Life happens, things change, and our habits need to be flexible enough to adapt to those changes. If you hold on to a rigid routine that no longer serves you, you're setting yourself up for failure. Remember, building lasting habits is about finding what works for you, not forcing yourself into a box that no longer fits. So how do you embrace flexibility without derailing your progress? First, listen to your body and your mind. If you're feeling burned out, if a particular habit is causing more stress than benefit, it's okay to take a step back and reassess. Maybe you need to adjust the intensity, the frequency, or even the habit itself. Second, don't be afraid to experiment. Building lasting habits is a journey of self-discovery. What works for one person may not work for another. So play around with different approaches, different cues, different rewards. Find what resonates with you and what fits seamlessly into your life. And finally, remember that setbacks are not failures. They're opportunities for growth and learning. If you fall off the wagon, don't beat yourself up. It happens to the best of us. Instead, acknowledge the setback, identify what triggered it, and create a plan to get back on track. The key is to approach the process with self-compassion, curiosity, and a willingness to adapt and evolve. Building habits that last is about consistency and adaptation. It's about understanding the science behind habit formation, starting small, tracking your progress, leveraging accountability, and embracing flexibility. Remember, small changes lead to big results, so start today. Choose one micro habit, one small step in the direction of the life you want to create, and then another and another. If you found this video helpful, like, comment, and subscribe for more insights. Let's make 2025 your year of lasting habits.